I'm here at Sword Beach, at the town of Westerhem, where I want to have a look at one of the biggest German bunkers in the area. So here in Westerhem, not much is actually left of the original German defenses. Most of it was torn down for newly developed beachfront property. And in 1944 this was one of the biggest defended areas in the region, mainly because of the channel and the long stretch of beach. This would mean that a lot of the older parts of the town got torn down or were destroyed in the battle, which would lead to massive redevelopment after the war. I did an entire video about a lot of the redevelopment of the British sectors in another video, and I would recommend you have a watch. But let's head out to the Kieffer Commando monument. At first glance, this just looks like your normal, typical monument. And a lot of people probably won't realize this was built on top of one of the last remaining bunkers of WN10, close to Strongpoint 08. Once a gigantic fortification, today most of it is gone. Some of the remains are located right next door, like on the terrain of the horse riding school and the kart racetrack. But the most notable is the fire control post. This gigantic bunker would automatically let you think about the bunkers from Saving Private Ryan. But these types of bunkers were never used like you see in the movie, and were meant for range finding. It would have housed telemeters. Today it's the Grand Bunker Museum, and one of the better museums in the area, and I highly recommend it. But I will be having a look at this museum later in this video. But let's get back to WN10. This strongpoint is mostly buried under sand now, but you can still reach it behind the beach houses. The main R664 bunker is now the base for the monument, and only the steel turret is visible. The bunker that housed the 5cm anti-tank gun has been demolished, but the OP and the R262 bunker is still there, making this the most complete fortification in this area. During 1944 the fortification wasn't finished, but still it would have opened fire on the troops landing to the west. The fortification would have had 2 Pak-40 guns and a 5cm anti-tank gun and machine gun positions. The Pak-40 would have still be fitted into the unfinished R626 bunker and the 5cm anti-tank gun into a ring stand. The site would also have been protected by a trench system and a short anti-tank wall between the ring stand and the OP. Behind the positions would have been a trench system and 3 Tobruk's to defend from an attack from behind. The main road into the town and a possible exit from the beach would have also been blocked off by a roadblock. Heading from here to Strongpoint 08, this fortification is pretty much all gone today, and the most notable casemate in the area is of course the Hochleitstand, or now known as the Grand Bunker. In 1944 this place was transformed by Rommel into a Deathtrap, but there weren't so much of these bigger bunkers here, but most were smaller bunkers concentrated in a single area with more than 31 bunkers in total. And I can say that this was probably one of the most difficult maps to make, because it's so jam-packed with defenses, from multiple Tobruks to several group shelters and ammunition bunkers. You can look of course at the map here or at this nice list. It's crazy. But this place would also have had a small flak tower with a flak 30 that could give a deadly crossfire together with the flak on top of the Hochleitstand. All this together would defend the long stretch of beach and the 6 open ring stands. These open ring stands would have had 6 155mm French captured guns. Some of these guns were actually moved after the British bombed the area. This would also force the Germans to start construction on 6 SK casemates to give the 6 guns more protection. The exit of the beach was also blocked off by mines, dragon teeth, roadblocks and a tank ditch.
La rue, le pont, l'hôtel, et le casino.
One of the most well-known defenses in Westerhem was the casino, which was featured in the movie The Longest Day as a building with a bunker built under it. But in actuality the building would have been demolished and 3 single bunkers were built into the foundation. One would have had an R-35 tank turret on top of a Tobruk, and the position would also have had a 2 cm flak gun. In a movie this would have been replaced with an anti-tank gun. During D-Day the position would have been attacked by the 3 French commandos under command by Commander Kieffer. He and his 500 men would assault the casino with machine guns and Piats. After the position was taken they moved further up to the flak tower, which they eventually had to silence with a mortar barrage.
Allô, Bastille. Allô, Bastille. Ici Windsor. Parlez, Bastille.
The other giant on the beach, the Grand Bunker, defended by 50 German troops, was simply ignored. The British and the French commandos did have a look at the position. When they were showered with hand grenades from the top of the bunker, they made the tactical decision to leave it be, because the tower did not really form a real threat. It was not until the 9th of June that the Royal Engineers under command of Lieutenant Bob Orell were ordered to investigate the bunker. He and 2 other men made a brave run up to the heavy defended entrance, risking machine gun ports to set off explosives to blow up the door. Today you can still see this displayed in a small diorama. The 50 Germans inside the bunker simply surrendered after this. Today the Grand Bunker is the most notable fortification in the area, feeling a bit out of place inside a modern built neighborhood. But because the Germans demolished pretty much all of the houses here in 44, this would have been prime real estate. You can see that all over town, which is pretty much all rebuilt after the war. The Grand Bunker was of course a observation post and would house telemeters to pinpoint the location of the enemy and relay those coordinates to the Merville battery or the other batteries in the area, which would then lay down artillery support. The bunker would see home to 50 German soldiers and 2 officers and had 5 levels. First level would house, of course, the entrance, which was defended by a narrow corridor, which was defended by 3 machine guns. It would also have a generator room and a filter room. These filters could air filter fresh air into the bunker in case of a gas attack. The filters could also be hand cranked in case the generator stopped working. The second level would house a hospital, armory and work and living area. The third level would see a second armory and a living area where most of the men slept. The fourth level would see the radio and command room, and the fifth, of course, the telemeter. On top would house the flak gun, which could give a deadly crossfire together with the flak tower to the south. Today the museum is one of my favorites in the area and was featured in my top 10 Normandy museums video and would get 7th place. The museum has a great history to tell that focuses mainly on the area and the bunker itself. Some nice displays inside and outside with some interesting vehicles. But I will be doing a full walk around video of this museum and the history in an upcoming video. The defense of WN10 and Strongpoint 08 proved to be an effective one, because the Allies had the most trouble capturing these positions. It's actually not known how many men lost their lives on these beaches, because they simply weren't recorded for some odd reason. Some sources say it was 700 to even 2000 men lost. It was at least more than the other sectors, except for the Americans of course. The French actually did account for their losses, and it's said that their forces suffered 21 killed and 93 wounded. Commander Kieffer was also wounded during the landing and was hit twice by shrapnel in his leg, but refused to leave his men for 2 days. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel by buying some of my merch or by becoming a channel member. I would recommend going to the site atlanticwall.co.uk, where I got most of the information for this video. They maintain a great site with lots of information. See you in the next one.